Foundation and co-founder of Voice of the Voiceless, an international coalition of former homosexuals and individuals with unwanted same-sex attractions and their families. As a psychotherapist, I work exclusively with clients who experience same-sex attraction. I am myself a former homosexual and also a victim of childhood sexual abuse. And most importantly, I'm a husband to my beautiful wife and a father of 3 precious children. We are not here today because of politics, but because of principles. We're not here to discriminate against a group of people, but to seek justice for all. Not of contempt for anyone, but for respect for the most vulnerable among us. Out of all the achievements in my life, I hold dearest to me my precious children. And it is respect for my children and the concern for the youth of New Jersey that I stand against Senate Bill 2278, the Jerry Sandusky Protection Act. Should the state pass this destructive legislation, it will, in essence, cause further harm to sexually abused children, just as convicted pedophile Jerry Sandusky did at Penn State University. When sexually abused children are denied treatment to resolve the symptoms of trauma, pedophiles go undiscovered, sometimes for decades, just as Jerry Sandusky did. If laws such as Senate Bill 2278 are passed, monsters like Jerry Sandusky will have more protection to victimize, because children who develop same-sex attraction as a result of the abuse may never tell their parents. They may never tell their parents because gay activists are indoctrinating young people to believe that homosexuality is inborn. And if a child believes they are born gay, then the possibility of resolving homosexual feelings that result from the sex abuse may never enter their mind. The research is clear, ladies and gentlemen. Individuals who experience same-sex attraction are more often victims of childhood sexual abuse than the general heterosexual population. Indeed, a 2012 study in the peer-reviewed journal Child Abuse and Neglect found that gay and lesbian respondents had higher odds of exposure to child abuse, and that exposure to victimization in early life family and romantic relationships explains, in part, sexual orientation disparities in a wide range of mental health and substance use outcomes when compared to the general population. The parents of sexually abused children in New Jersey deserve the right to choose which licensed mental health care provider they seek treatment from. The Jerry Sandusky Protection Act will take away their rights and the rights of their children. As a psychotherapist who has worked with between 100 and 150 homosexual clients in just 4 years, I can tell you that about 50% of my clients have been victims of sex abuse. Some of these clients were young men under the age of 18 whose parents brought them to me because no one understood how to help them or understood them. These clients are often persons of faith who have deep convictions over having unwanted same-sex attractions. Because of a pedophile like Jerry Sandusky, they were dealt an unfair hand in life. They never chose to be victims of sex abuse, and they never chose to experience same-sex attraction, but they can choose to seek a licensed mental health provider and resolve and heal that trauma and resolve their homosexual feelings, if they want to. Just as I did in my own life, I resolved childhood sex abuse trauma. And today I'm married, I have a beautiful wife, I have 3 children, and because of that freedom, I'm able to stand here today and attest to that. The children of New Jersey deserve the same rights as I had to pursue the life that fills their hearts with love, regardless of whether it is politically correct to say that homosexual feelings can be changed. We must, above all else, uphold the right of self-determination to pursue what is true and defend the rights of all sexually abused children in New York and New Jersey who cannot defend themselves. Before I pass this on to another member of our panel, I want to say one thing about the hearing that occurred on March 18th. There are people testifying, including Brielle Godani on March 18th, who are making up vicious lies about the types of therapy that licensed practitioners and counselors who practice sexual orientation change effort therapy. There are no conversion therapy torture camps. Brielle Godani is a liar. She made up that camp, True Directions. In fact, the only place it existed was in a 1999 film by RuPaul. The people of New Jersey deserve to hear the truth and not have legislation get out of committee due to fraudulent testimony and lies. Thank you very much.
As a member of the Assemblies of God, which is where